everyone, Julie is here. I'm glad to see you on my channel Europe of Russian, and the theme of today's video will be travel blog. Pack your bags, so we're going to what? Cliffs of Moher in Ireland. So let's begin. The Cliffs of Moher is Ireland's breathtaking, amazing landmark. Every year, a million of people who want to feel inexpressible emotions and impressions come here, or those who want to live beautifully merged with nature, yes, at a double place of feeling of life and emptiness. Now it's time to introduce you this beauty, and then we will discuss all interesting and useful moments.
Cliffs of Moher, a cliff in Ireland on the Atlantic coast in County Clare. They are located about 3 kilometers west of the village of Liscannor. Cliffs from being recognized as the most popular tourist attraction in Ireland in 2006, and in July 2009, the Cliffs of Moher were named among 28 candidates for the new 7 Wonders of Nature. According to geological studies, the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland were formed about 8,000 years ago. The base of the cliffs is marble shell and sandstone. They got their name from the fort built in the 16th century and destroyed during the war with Napoleon. The cliffs rise 120 meters above the Atlantic Ocean, and the highest point, O'Brien's Tower, reaches 214 meters. O'Brien's Tower is a round stone tower built in 1835 on the highest rock by the descendant of Brian Boru, Sir Cornelius O'Brien, as a viewing platform for tourists to attract travelers to the area and through tourism to improve the economic condition of the village. And O'Brien himself, who was a descendant of the first King of Ireland and a large landowner. The Cliffs of Moher are completely covered with grass and wild flowers, and more than 30,000 birds of 20 species live here, including the largest population of Atlantic puffins in Ireland and many animals: cows, goats, badgers, hares, and ewens. Entertainment. The Cliffs of Moher visitor experience. On the cliffs in the February 2007, an ecologically clean, looking like a grassy hill, complex was opening for tourists. In this huge artificial cave, tourists get acquainted with paintings, photographs, interactive and natural exhibits. The visitor experience is divided into 4 parts, telling all the most interesting about the interaction of ocean, rocks, nature, and man. There is also a theater and long tunnels. The Cliffs of Moher visitor experience has won the 2007 Interpret Britain and Ireland Award by the Association of Heritage Interpretation as one of the best objects that the jury has ever seen. The complex operates exclusively on environmentally friendly regenerative or green energy sources: solar, geothermal, wind. The entrance to the center is free. Apart from the fact that the Cliffs of Moher of Ireland are a huge viewing platform along the entire 8-kilometer coast, from which on clear days the Aran Island and the Connemara valleys can be seen from the cliffs. There are 3 main places from which you can see the most mesmerizing landscapes. First, Hag's Head, the easternmost point of the cliff overlooking the rugged bay. The rock in this place in its shape resembles the head of the girl, whose gaze is turned toward the ocean. According to the guides, this young lady was Moher, who did not madly love with the hero Q. Once again chasing him, she fell into a crevice between the rocks and crashed against the waves. The nearby town of Milton Malbay is named after her. Second, you can see all the beauty of the cliff at 360 degrees from the northern platform, located at one of the highest points next to O'Brien's Tower. Third, admire the Atlantic Ocean with the screams and flapping of birds' wings best from the south platform. Goat Island and O'Brien's Tower are perfectly visible from it. Interesting fact: the Cliffs of Moher is a very popular location for filming. The most famous movie with his participation is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. But if you sharpen your attention and revise old movies, you will see them in the next. By the way, according to oral legends, to the south of the cliffs is the magical land of Tir Nanok. And there are a couple more. For example, there was a fisherman in these parts. One day he saw a mermaid at sea and met her. Then he noticed that the mermaid had a magical cloak, which she puts on in order to return to the sea. The fisherman contrived, grabbed the raincoat, ran home and hid it there. The mermaid had no choice but to follow him, but he didn't give the cloak. In the end, she married the fisherman and they had a son and daughter. But one day, while her husband was fishing, the mermaid found her cloak. She returned to the sea and was not seen again. And her descendants, you see, still live among the locals, if, of course, they didn't emigrate to America during the Great Famine. The cliffs are in County Clare in a county called Kilmacreagh. He received this name in honor of an Irish saint who, after a long battle, killed here a giant eel that crawled out of the sea and devoured corpses in the cemetery. Macreagh was the man's name, and the word kill means charge in Irish. The surviving part of the Spanish Invincible Armada, after being defeated by the British in 1588, tried to return home across the Atlantic, circling Ireland from the west. But many of the ships were recalled here in different places, including near the Cliffs of Moher. Those sailors who managed to get ashore were caught and executed. Let me remind you that at the time Ireland was under British control. True, some ships still managed to escape this fate and return home, in harmony with nature. In 1989, a huge area of 200 hectares of Moher Cliff became a special protected natural area. Not only is hunting prohibited here, but it's also forbidden to pick grass in the pastures. Science is the only source of food for local animals. Walking trails. To enjoy the beauty of the cliff, not only the strongest and most courageous travelers could enjoy, the Irish government decided to create several walking paths equipped with all safety requirements, including installed abyssal rails. Now is the time to return to reality and listen to my notes.
My advices. First, take with you raincoats and waterproof boots. Especially chic option is the rubber boots. Even if rain is not predicted, all-through weather in this area can change 5 times a day. As well, hat and scarf. By the way, you should not wear a loose hats or caps cause gust of wind carry them into the ocean. You can solve here the issue of souvenirs for loved ones, as there are as many as 8 shops. For example, specializes in clothing and unique jewelry. On the territory of the Moher there is a cafe and restaurant with a wide selection of dishes. The prices are above average, so if you can save money, you can take ready-made products with you. The best time to visit is weekdays or on weekends after 4 p.m. I'm talking about the influx of people. Remember, arriving at the very opening, you run the risk catching a thick fog and possible wasting time in vain. A walk on the Cliffs of Moher is paid. You can buy a ticket on the website, link under this video, or at the main gates. And price entrance for adults 8 or 7 euro, for seniors and students same 8 or 7 euro, and for children under 12 entrance is free. Traveling mistakes. In this romantic place, I'm dressed in the same romantic way, in dress and heels that. How you understand, I'm limited my movement and comfort. Well, therefore, still worth leaving your romantic mood in your soul and putting on something more comfortable and warm on your body. Not to be missed someone interesting when you're traveling on the rocks, you can download audio guide, which you can find on the internet. The app is available in English, German, French, and of course Irish languages. Important moments. One of the most important criteria that should be considered when you're planning your trip is the weather. You can find out the most accurate forecast. Well, let's talk a little about infrastructure.
Infrastructure. There is a parking lot on the territory of the cliff where you can safely leave your car. ATMs, in which you can withdraw the necessary amount if necessary. The only thing is stock coins in case you want to get a closer look at the Atlantic Ocean or other objects on the horizon through the telescope. Tourists are on the complex. A visit to O'Brien's Tower is not included in the entrance fee. For the ascent, you will have to pay an additional €2 per person.
You can walk with dogs. There are no bike paths. Moher's opening hours depending on the tourist season. January to February, March, April, September, October, and in May and August. Well, I said so much, but I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Subscribe to my channel, mark the bell in order not to miss new release, and push the button if you like this video. See you in the next thematic video.